I apologize. I can't see you guys on here, but I know that we're all on here. So I know you're going to go ahead and give names, but I want to first off start off and discuss, everything that went on with us in regards to this past Thursday with pausing our football activities. I want to credit our players. I thought they did a really good job at being able to voice and let us know where they stand and where they're at. I want to thank our support from the top with George, with Ted, with Ryan, our coaches, our support staff. You can't plan for those type of days, and I'm just when that stuff happens and it's very raw and it's not scripted, the way that it happened with players and the discussions that they had to be able to come up and communicate out of pure respect to myself and our coaches what their plan of action was and what they wanted to do. I just it's really, really making us strong right now, and we're really pulling together in a powerful way. And so that was their day. And, that day was about the players. It was about their voice. Hence the reason why there was nothing from me or any coaches. That was very important to us. That was very important to them. They are the lone voice. That was calculated. It was intentional. And I just think when you talk to your leaders who are the conduits to the rest of the team, what we did was, on a personal level, live, just as powerful as it was from our Zoom call and our Zoom discussion months ago. So I just want to let you guys know from that end where that was. And, it's very internal to us. It was important that we did it, the way that the players. I don't know where I ended, but basically what I wanted to say was we supported everything that the players did. It was their day, and I'm just very proud of where we're at right now as a team. I think we're at a point collectively as strong as we've ever been, together and united. It's nothing but love right now for us, and it's you just feel it. I don't know how any other way to express that. So that was that part, and then obviously the rest of today, I thought went really well, going thud. It was the coaches and players again did a good job, and it's our first time being back at it, but overall very impressed and happy with how things went.
First question, Dan Wiederer.
Matt, big picture coming into today, what were some of the things you really wanted to get out of this session here today? And then specifically with Mitch, could you give us a progress report on where he is with his pocket presence and his touchdown to check down mentality?
Yeah, Dan. So today what we were looking for was really a dry run for everybody, from the coaches up in the booth to seeing how that setup is. It's different this year, to the coaches on the sideline, to the noise, the volume of the music, and then how it drops to the certain decibels, and just understanding the levels that we had there, running on and off the field for the players, their conditioning, for the coaches calling in plays, from headset to quarterback, headset to linebacker, just the whole communication process. It's a big time. I mean, that's why the preseason's so great, is we take it for granted. And so really the mechanics and the logistics of how we did today was probably the biggest thing. Coming out of this injury free, we have to really balance where we're at on a play-by-play, series-by-series drive right now. And Andre Tucker did a really good job at keeping me informed. Our coordinator, same thing, and making sure we don't get guys that cramp up too much, and we don't come out of here with too many injuries. So the players did it. What's hard, too, is we did all thud today, and they did a really good job of staying up. As much as they want to tackle and go live, you hate seeing when guys get rolled into, and they did a good job with that. With Mitch, I thought there's some time. Now, when you're in there with the one line, with the ones, the pocket's usually always going to be a little bit cleaner, especially going against the twos. And then vice versa, it's going to be a lot busier and dirtier in there in the middle when you're going against the ones with the 2-0 line. That's just how it goes. So his mentality of touchdown to check down is there. That's been really good. He's done a good job with that. And we missed both quarterbacks missed a couple deep balls over the middle, but we got to just correct that. But I do like that we took some shots.
Brad Biggs.
Hey, Coach. Besides the some of those missed shots over the middle that you discussed, what were some of your other takeaways from Nick and Mitch today? And do you plan to publicly name a starting quarterback before the Lions game?
Hey, Brad. So I thought that for the quarterbacks, the tempo was pretty good. What's hard for them is we scripted the entire day. So as you guys saw, we might have a 1st and 10 play that goes for 12 yards, and it should be 1st and 10 the next play, but it ends up being 2nd and 8. Or there's a certain result where you think the ball is caught over the middle for a 20-yard gain, but it's only a 2-yard gain. So I was talking to them afterwards in the locker room, and it is challenging mentally to get used to the result of a play being different than what happened. And then with naming a quarterback, we are that's something internally that we're going to stick to. But I would say for you guys to know, just to save you the questions, that won't be happening before that game.
Jeff Dickerson.
Hey, Matt. Yeah, I understand, you have your time to make your announcement, and that won't happen publicly for a while. But you've had 2 full weeks now of padded practices, and you had time with these guys before. Can you say whether or not either guy has played better than the other? Has one guy had a better camp thus far than the other at quarterback?
Right. No, Jeff, all you guys, I have so much respect for everybody on this call. And I think for us, we like where they're at, but that's an internal question for our coaches to kind of say where we're at right now. That's more of gamesmanship than anything. It's no disrespect to you guys. I hope you know that. But for us, we know that there can certainly be improvement with both of them. They're making good decisions. There's times they're making good throws. There's times they're making throws they wish they had back. But I'm going to put it this way. Intentionally, I'm not going to give a direction right now.
Pat Finley.
Hi, Matt. How would you describe Robert Quinn getting to the point where he could do teamwork today? And how would you describe Eddie Pinheiro and where he is?
Sure. Yeah. I thought it was good seeing Robert out there. I thought he had a couple nice plays, and that's why he's here, is to be able to do that. So we like being able to see 52 and 94 on the edges, going after the quarterback, and then Pinheiro, same thing. I thought where he's at, he's trying to improve each and every day. But with that said, Cairo came out, and I could be wrong, but I think he made every kick, with extra points included. Did he miss any today?
No.
Yeah, so he did a pretty good job. So that's all we asked for in that situation, is for him to make kicks, and then wherever Eddie's at, he's able to go ahead and get that bad boy as strong as he can get it, and then we got to make a decision based off of that.
Mark Potash.
Hey, Matt, I have kind of a big picture question on the quarterback competition. With the way it's playing out, how critical of a decision do you see this as being from your standpoint? Are you concerned that there's a right and there will be a right or wrong answer, where maybe one guy takes you to 12-4, another guy takes you to 8-8, depending on the decision you make? So just based on what you've seen overall, how critical from your vantage point, how critical is this decision?
Well, it's a big decision. You have to, you want to do what's best for the team. And we told you all from the very beginning that there's zero agenda involved in this. There's going to be very open and honest conversations. We've had some of those. At the same time, you don't know, whoever you end up naming starter, you don't know for several reasons how that's going to go. And so you want whoever you name as a starter to be able to get you to, like you said, to that the best record you can possibly have, and just win. You don't know if that's going to happen, whether that's not playing well, whether that's injury. So, we have to be able to adapt to that. But at the same time, we realize that this is a very important decision, not just for us, but for them too. And they know the decision is in their hands, and they're playing it out. And then ultimately there's going to come a time where we have to say, okay, you are the starter and you are the backup, and it's go time. And whoever that is that's the starter better be ready to go, and whoever that is as the backup better be ready as well. It cannot be a time where there's a setback mentally because you're the backup. So they know that, and that's where on the front end we want to protect ourselves and make sure we all understand that we're all speaking the same language.
JJ Stankovitz.
Hey, Matt. Football coaches don't usually like distractions, or, they try to keep players from being distracted during the season. But what if one of your players feels like football is the distraction from the social justice issues, the police brutality that has been going on for so long in this country, and wants to sit out a game? Will you support a player who wants to do that, communicates that to you?
Yeah, JJ, for us, we're so unified right now that anything that somebody wants to do, when it comes to that, like for example, that issue right there, if that's something that they feel strong about, that football secondary, and that's what they want to do, we support them. Do we want them to do that? No, but they have the right to make that decision. And we're a family here. We are so tight right now into how we have discussions internally, the way we talk to each other. Let me just tell you, the other day was extremely emotional for us and raw, and this time it was live. It wasn't over Zoom, and there was a lot of several people that talked. And again, I'm going to keep that internally, but out of respect to all of us. But we're at another level right now in regards to tightness and unified. And if that's the route that somebody wants to go, then they know we love them. They make that choice, and what they need to do, we support them. And, we'll just move on from there.
Last two for Coach. Hub Arkush.
Matt, I understand, there's a lot of things that you and Bill and Flip and Rags are seeing that we either aren't aware of or can't evaluate. But the question you haven't been asked about the quarterbacks, what if this thing ends in a draw, which is from where we sit looking like a possibility? At that point, do you kind of have to go with Mitch as the guy who was here? Do you toss a coin? What happens then?
Well, I can tell you, Hub, we're definitely not going to toss a coin. But we've had those discussions before this camp even started. We've hit every scenario possible. So I think it's a very valid question from you, because you don't know how it's going to go. And you have a guy in Mitch who's been in this offense for 2 years. You have a guy with Nick that has been a part of this offense in the past at different levels. And so really what I would do and what we would do in that situation is make sure that that I'm listening to the coaches on our staff, and we get opinions as to where we think and the why part. And then whatever decision it is, if it is that close, we go with. And we're open and honest with them and tell them the why part. But yeah, I mean, in certain situations, it could come to that, but we'll do it together. We'll make the decision together. And in the end, it's going to end up being my decision as the head coach, but we all do it collectively, which I think will be the good part. But we have another week left to practice, and before you know it, we are going to have to name a starter.
Last one for Coach Adam Johns.
Hey, Matt, kind of a two-part question here. I wanted to ask you about Kyle Fuller's 2 interceptions of Mitch, especially the first one. What did you see there? And I know he was playing with the twos at that point. And the second part of this question, just going forward, since the media is going to be not watching practice anymore, I just want to confirm that this competition will be continuing at least another week, just in terms of the rotations and the splits, everything split up.
Yeah, no, that's good, Adam. The 2 picks with Kyle, I want to start off by saying Kyle Fuller has had a tremendous camp. I mean, a really, really good camp. So the first one was more of a scramble breakdown where we've been getting on the guys in the quarterback room to let's always remember, if a play's not there, if you get sacked because they're not hitting you live, extend the play and give the guys a chance to finish. And that's kind of what that first one was. So you got to take a little bit of that into account. The second one was tipped. We had a couple tipped balls. Again, remember this just as you're taking notes on this type of stuff. We are not allowed to cut on offense, the defensive players. So these guys, a lot of times we can get their hands down, we're cutting. And we had a couple tipped balls today. So I talked to Coach Jay Rogers a little bit, said, hey, we can't cut you, so be careful with all the tips. But that second one was a tip ball that was up in the air, but to their credit, they tipped it, and Kyle made a play. And it is fair to say, Adam, that the rest of this time, they will continue to split reps. Matter of fact, the day that we lost on Thursday, that was gonna be Mitch's day. We're gonna get that back on Tuesday. So he's gonna have an opportunity that day to get back out there, and that'll be really good to see where they're at, and we're excited for really a lighter practice Monday, and then getting into it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then we got to make a decision.
Awesome. That's it, Coach. Appreciate it.
All right. Take care.
Hey, Robert, curious what you took away from the discussions with your teammates on Thursday about canceling practice.
That they're serious about their business. I mean, of course, walking in, you see how serious they are on the field. But when guys needed to step up, that's let you know how they are off the field. So, like you said, me being a new guy here, that's very heartwarming. Guys are, football's a game, and what we're talking about, that's real life. And it's real life for people that look like me on the nonsense that's been going on. So, to have guys that's been here in the positions that they're in to step up and, play the roles they play, I can only get behind the guys and support them because, it's not like we're not begging or pleading, because we shouldn't have to beg or plead about, lies. It's more about this time, like enough is enough. And at that point, I guess, from what I took away from the guys, basically made a point, enough is enough, and it's time to take action. So, I guess, again, it's just heartwarming.
I want to ask you the same question, really, that I asked Danny. What were you thinking and feeling Wednesday night and Thursday as you headed into Hallis Hall? And what were you hoping for, if anything? What were you expecting when you got there?
You said on when?
Well, Wednesday night in reaction to what was going on in Kenosha, and then when you got to Hallis Hall on Thursday.
I mean, what happened in Kenosha is nothing. If you really take the scenario of Kenosha and look at American history, that's American history for you. People that look like me have been hunted for a long time. We've been forcing the basically illegal slavery, but at times, they quote unquote laws make it legal. So again, people that look like me, this Kenosha thing, this ain't no one-time incident. It's 400-500 years of American history that we try to claim to be so proud about. But when you look like me, what's there to be proud about when, no offense, people that look like you disrespect the people that look like me? So why am I supposed to sit there and defend a flag that don't defend me? You know what I mean? So again, for you to say that this is the one-time incident, that shows me that the same way America thinks. This is just another one-time incident. Now, regardless of how people want to accept it, I mean, so again, this ain't no one-time incident. This is American history that people try to claim to be so proud about. And again, it's time, not only time for change, it's time for action. So.
Go to Colleen Kane.
Hey, Robert, when you talk about action, and that was part of your guys' statement as players on Thursday, was that you wanted to take action. Can you share with us what some of the things are that you're talking about that you guys can do to help?
Well, I mean, one thing is education. You got to know what the heck is going on. So, I mean, again, you got to really, I guess so. Again, one, education. We get told, this is how life's supposed to be, but again, it kind of contradicts the whole. What am I looking for? The whole, I guess, concept of the American flag. It's supposed to be standing for freedom, but yet we're talking about us getting Black people, African Americans, or Native, whoever it may be, we're getting gunned down for senseless reasons from people that are supposed to serve and protect us. But yet, every time they people that don't look like me come into our neighborhood and they feel fear for their lives, well, then maybe they shouldn't be there if they going into a place that they fear for their lives. So they're already coming in ready to shoot. To me, that don't make sense. You're trained to serve and protect, and if your first instinct is to shoot and kill, yeah, you don't serve and protect me. You're just hunting us. So at the point, this time, if you want to be honest, I've been debating about this. It's either Malcolm or Martin Luther, and at this point, we've been going Martin Luther King for a while. And I understand why Malcolm said eye for an eye now, because you can't go to the people that shoot me down and ask for change. You got to take change yourself. So there's no more begging and pleading to these people trying to make change. It's for us to take action and make change ourselves.
Go Pat Finley.
Hey, Robert, this is admittedly a tough transition, and I apologize in advance, but what was it like being out there running team drills for the first time today? And can you shine any light on the reason for the slow ramp up the last couple of weeks? Matt referred to it as a personal thing. I didn't know whether you could educate us a little further.
I mean, I've been working every day. Yeah, I mean, there's some personal issues. I'm gonna just keep those to myself. I mean, Coach, Coach Nagy and Coach Ted and Shu, they've been working with me. Again, it's personal reasons. To get that at the same time. I mean, I'm gonna look at the benefit of it. At least I'm a little fresher. My body's not too beat up. So I mean, as long as come September 13th, I'm ready. I think the plans work well. But I mean, it was just with the plan that was put together for me. So I mean, I just took it and had to make the most out of it.
JJ Stankovitz.
Robert, you've been around the league for a while, and I'm sure some coach at some point has talked to you about avoiding distractions that aren't football. But on some level, as so many black men and women are gunned down in the streets by police officers, and people who look like you said, just have not been able to live in this country for so long, is football a distraction from trying to fix these problems with our country?
Let me say this. Football is a game. What we talking about is real life. One day, we all going to be done playing football, and I'm going to still have to live as a dark-skinned, black, African-American, whatever y'all want to categorize. We so many names y'all like to throw out. So whatever. At the end of the day, my skin is dark, and football is a game. And, again, like I said, American history has shown that they belittle dark-skinned people. So, I mean, again, while I'm playing this game, I'm gonna play it to the full max. But again, I'm not gonna put no game.
We lost you there when you said you're not gonna put the game ahead of your life.
Yeah, I mean, so for someone to say, taking time to address certain issues, the distraction from the game. Now, again, it takes away, I don't think people realize, again, football is just a game. And again, if you look like me, you approach the situation different. So, while we're in the building, we're one. But when soon as we leave, we all get looked at different, unless we tell them we're in the NFL. So is this game more important than my life? No, it ain't. I'll answer that again.
All right, we got time for one more from Pat Finley.
Pardon the football question again. Where are you in the 3-4 defense? How is that coming along? And would you be ready to go?
Follow-up question to the nose one.
And physically, and I mean, if the season started tomorrow, would you be good to go?
As long as I wake up, that's the start of it. As long as I wake up, I think I'll be ready. No, but I'm sorry. Well, I missed the first part of the question. You said what now?
The 3-4 outside linebacker. How's that coming along? What's been the biggest challenge? Where would you say you're at now?
I mean, coming along great. With Coach Ted and Coach Shu, helping me adjust as fast as possible with these crazy circumstances. They made it easy as possible. Coach Chuck, he makes the defense fun, so it makes it a lot easier to pick up the play call. So the transition is not really hard to play. Football is football, so it's more just learning the playbook. I guess that would have been my biggest challenge, is learning the playbook. After that, football is football. So to answer your question, I feel pretty comfortable if we had to play tomorrow.
Hey, Nick, the last time we talked to you, you talked about how this is a process and you've had to accept just sort of letting the process play out. Where are you at right now in sort of the developmental process within this offense? And then along with that, a day like today that's all scripted, what's the challenge for a quarterback of developing a rhythm when you don't necessarily have the true football rhythm to the day?
Can you all hear me?
Yep, we got you
y'all
now.
Hear me now? Okay, sorry. I say each and every day I'm getting more and more comfortable. The more we rep the plays, the more we talk through them, and just the more I get comfortable with the guys out there. I'd say that's happening every single day. Pertaining to today in the scrimmage, it's definitely different when it's a scripted scrimmage. You might have a big game that takes you, 40 yards down the field, but then it's 3rd and 12. And you have to play the 3rd and 12 out. So your mind is like trying to go to the game, but then you have to come back to the realization of the script and the scrimmage. So it's almost like a double battle. You're trying to play the game, but then you're playing the script. But I felt like today we got a lot of good work in game time situations, being in Soldier Field, wearing our jerseys, different environment, busting down, sort of getting a little feel of it all, seeing what the locker room's like. It was my first time in the home locker room. So I felt like today was really a good work day for us.
Mark Potash.
Hey, Nick, now that you've been in this competition, since the start of training camp, just curious how you think it's going, and do you feel like it's going to be beneficial for the team? Do you think it's getting the Bears are getting out of this what they expect, and do you think you're getting something out of it, or what you expect to get out of it?
Yeah, I feel like, we as quarterbacks have come to work every single day and pushed each other to get better and better and better while installing this offense. So I've really enjoyed the process. As it pertains to a lot of those questions, that's for the Bears organization to handle. All I know for right now is I feel like as a QB room, we've continued to improve and work every single day to, take this offense to higher levels, which we're excited about. But, I feel like thus far throughout training camp, we've put in a lot of good work in the QB room, and I know we have a lot of good work ahead, coming this week.
Brad Biggs.
What more do you perhaps need to do to kind of show Coach Nagy and his assistants that you're the guy for the job with the number of days for them to make a decision sort of dwindling here?
There's no answer to that question. I got to just be myself and go out there and play. When we go out there and practice, when he calls a play or whatever play is during a period, I need to execute that play. And if for some reason the defense covers it, I need to be smart, move around. And sometimes, there's a couple of times just throwing the ball away. I know they're looking at all our decision making because it's a team sport, but as for now, I just got to be myself. I know everyone wants the answer to what it takes, but it just takes being myself and going out there and playing and let them decide who's the best to lead the team. And no matter what happens, we're all part of the Chicago Bears.
Adam Johns.
Hey, Nick, as these practices have kept going, I'm curious, like how unique has this felt for you as they've, it's so condensed already and they got this competition going. Like how unique has this felt for you? And then I guess what's been the most challenging aspect, for you, especially given previous games?
Yeah, it's been a really unique situation with everything going on in the world and this year, and not having OTAs and getting here, and everything's expedited. Not only are you trying to, play football and learn this new offense, which, has similarities to what I've done before, but there's still a ton of new. You're also meeting a lot of new people and trying to build those relationships and learn their names while also learning the area. So all that pulls from your energy. So it's not the first time I've done it, but it's the most expedited, I would say. And, just say it's been different, but I've been enjoying it and just sort of leaning in and embracing it because that's the time and that's where we're at. And the tough part is just you're trying to expedite building these relationships, which isn't always easy. But like I said, that's the situation we're in. So I'm doing my best to lean in and embrace that.
Chris, Emma.
Hey, Nick, with 2 weeks until the regular season starts, this quarterback battle seemed fairly even, at least to our eyes. Are you confident that there's going to be a winner revealed before the kickoff to the opener?
You know what? That's a Coach Nagy question. 100% Coach Nagy question. All I can control is going out there and executing plays and building relationships with my teammates. So that's something that he'll have to answer. We just have to go out there as quarterbacks and do what we can to help this team.
Dan Wiederer.
Nick, rewinding back to Thursday, could you just kind of walk us through the timeline of what the morning was like for you? And then what was the most impactful thing for you about that entire day and all the conversations you guys had?
Yeah, I think that, just that Thursday was really just about, our brotherhood in the locker room and talking through different things. And it was an extremely beneficial day when it came to conversations and spending time and taking a moment and talking through different things. And, what happens in that locker room, really stays in the locker room. I will say it's a great brotherhood that's continuing to grow. And the main thing that we want out of it is we want, change, and we want to create an impact. So that's something that we talk through as players is like, how can we impact in our sphere of influence, which is the Chicago area, while using this platform, while playing in the NFL for the Chicago Bears. So, the conversations have continued onward and how we can help our communities and help what's going on in the world as men and women of the Chicago Bears.
Steve Leventhal.
Yeah, Nick, if hypothetically speaking, you get named as a starter, you're going to face the Lions. What's your level of experience with them? Have you played them before? And how would you prepare for a team that you didn't get to see in the preseason?
This Lions team I haven't played. Coach Patricia was with the New England Patriots. When I played him in the Super Bowl, that was really the last time I faced his defense. So that would be my only familiarity with this certain team. Other than that, I'd have to look back. But I think, the snow game in Philly in 2013 would be the last time I played the Lions, unless I'm mistaken. But Coach Patricia last time was 2018 in February.
Couple more for Nick. Therese Paylor.
Hey, Nick, how you doing, man? Thanks for doing this.
Absolutely.
Quick question for you. Very much interested in leadership in NFL locker rooms, and I'm curious, how much easier is it to command respect from a locker room as a quarterback after you win Super Bowl MVP?
I'd say, I don't know. People definitely look at that, but I'd say it really only takes you a little bit, because at the end of the day, it's what you do day in and day out and how you genuinely want to, care for people and want to get to know them that matters. So you might have that in your resume, but it'll only give you a tiny, tiny bit. So the day in and day out conversations and the way a quarterback prepares and goes out to practice and spends time at the facility is the most important. And that's just what I've learned throughout my careers is, your resume will only get you so far. It's what you do every single day that matters.
Last question for Nick. Dan Wiederer.
Nick, the coaches promised coming into camp that they were going to be brutally honest with the evaluation of the quarterback competition. I'm curious how you felt the feedback process has gone at this point. And while none of you guys will ever reveal it publicly, do you guys know where you stand in this competition at this point?
Honestly, I haven't asked for any feedback. It doesn't really, in a most respectful way, it just doesn't matter to me. I just want to go out there and help this team and play out there and, go execute these plays and help this offense and help this team and whatever role that may be. So my focus is that, I told y'all from the beginning when y'all asked me how I'm going to win it. I'm not even thinking about it. I'm just thinking about being the best player I can be for this team, whatever that may be. So with that, that's where the coaches know I stand. That's how I've been. That's how I've been throughout my career. So why would I change right now and all of a sudden let this thing overtake me? I'm going to go out there and be myself. I'm going to play my game. I'm going to love my teammates. I'm going to trust them and do what I can to help this team in any way possible. So that's what I focus on. And that's, as long as I play the game, it'll be that simple.
Awesome. Thanks for the time, Nick.
All right. Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
as we get closer to the stretch run of this quarterback competition, what's your understanding for what's left here, as we've really basically just got a week until we're in week 1?
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I think that'd be a good conversation to have with Coach probably tomorrow, see how we did after the scrimmage, go back, watch the film, and then have one more big week of practice before I would say they probably make a decision. But they really haven't told us where we're at or when the deadline is. But just keep leading this team, doing my job, what I got to do, and just truly stay focused on trying to get better every day out of practice. But as far as the deadline and when that decision is going to be made, I think I'll just have to. Is it coming in delayed? Do you guys hear me? Okay.
It's better now. You were slightly delayed.
Okay. Just let me know if you need me to re-say anything.
Next question, Brad Biggs.
Sorry.
Hey, Mitch, I'm curious, what do you think you've done best so far or most consistently to this point in this training camp?
I think overall, just showing that I've improved throwing the ball downfield in situations with the team and one-on-ones and routes, just showing I could make better decisions with the football for the offense and throwing the ball downfield and being more accurate, especially out and to the left and outside the numbers. So I think I've showed that I can make those throws, and I've done better with my footwork and then just being able to lead and run this offense smoothly. So I feel like I've had a good camp and just trying to get better every day.
Adam Johns.
Hey, Mitch, I wanted to ask you specifically about today, especially with everything scripted. What was that like where you'd have like a completion to Riley Ridley for like 12 yards and it's coming back? Like, just take me through your day today.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a little different and weird when practice is scripted, so we're not playing each play as it is, but you just got to keep reminding the guys what the situation is. So you could have gotten a first down from the previous play, but if it's 3rd and 3, you just got to let the linemen and the guys coming in the huddle that you guys, look, this is a 3rd and 3 situation. We're trying to pick up the first down right here, and just communicate that way. So just be aware of the situation. Make sure you're leading the guys. I thought we did really good job getting in and out of the huddle today, just playing with tempo, and having a script helps with that, so everybody knows what they're doing. So I thought it was overall pretty smooth for the most part. Just it's not a play it situation because everything's scripted. So you just got to let those guys know what situation we're at and try to put yourself in that mindset to simulate the game.
Mark Potash.
Hey, Mitch, kind of along those lines, in this setup, you never really seem to be able to, as a quarterback, build that kind of momentum, that play-to-play momentum, and maybe show some intangibles or chemistry or whatever with players. It just seems very awkward. Is that difficult for you? Is that problematic? How do you deal with that? Not being in a real game type situation to show what a quarterback can do.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's hard to show, but with the circumstances, we're just doing the best we can. We're trying to run the offense, and I wouldn't say it's a problem, but like you said, it is kind of weird. You're just not in the flow of the game. You're coming in and out, but as best you can, you just try to put yourself in those situations and execute the offense. And I think the coaches could just try to evaluate off of that. So just trying to do the best we can to lead our guys and put ourselves in the situation. But we definitely would like to feel more of the game flow and build that momentum and definitely show the intangibles that
Therese Paylor.
Running the offense and playing quarterback, but it is what it is, and we're just trying to put together good practices right now.
Therese Paylor.
Hey, Mitchell, quick question for you, man. After a difficult 2019, I'm curious to know what, in retrospect, the single best piece of advice you received about how to move forward in 2020 was.
I think it was just me learning that everybody goes through a process, and you never know when you're going to have a good year or a bad year, but you just try to work your tail off and continue to be the person that you are. So there's a lot of adversity that we faced last year, and myself personally. But I just try to stick with it and get better every day and continue to stay positive. So I don't know if it was just one certain piece of advice that I've gotten from people, but I think overall just the love and support from my family and friends, them being there for me, them continuing to let me know that they believe in me. And I think that just really helps me continue to believe in myself. And I think all the hard work I put in and how bad I want to win for this team and how bad I want to succeed is just going to help me going forward. So definitely my support system is everything to me. My friends and family just continuing to have my back is what has pushed me to do better this year.
Pat Finley.
Mitch, what's the one thing you want to make sure you get better at in the next week or two as this thing comes down to the wire?
I think just running the offense. I would like to show the coaches that I can create more explosive plays with offense, throwing the ball downfield, and just make great decisions overall and run the offense. But really get on the same page with coach and just figure out where we're at and see what in his eyes I can continue to improve to either separate myself or give me a really good chance to help lead this team. So I'm going to have to talk with him to see what I can focus on throughout the week. But for me, it'd be just showing I can make the explosive pass plays downfield and make great decisions within this offense.
Two more for Mitch. Adam Johns.
Hey, Mitch. Two-part question here for you. We saw the touchdown to Jimmy Graham today. What sense do you have now with all these practices of what he can provide, what Cole Kmet can provide, what Demetrius Harris can provide as tight ends in this offense going forward for you guys this year?
Yeah, I truly think we have a deadly tight end room. I mean, they're super athletic, they're big and they're long and they're physical in the run game. And when you throw the ball up in the air, they can go up and high point it. And they all have unique abilities, but I think together they can be a special room that could really help our offense this year. So it's our job to create mismatches for them and let them use their abilities. And as a quarterback, it's my job to put the ball where they can go and make great plays for them. But it's been awesome to see the camaraderie that they've built in that tight end room, how they're all helping each other, and how they're making the tight end position really fun to watch for the Chicago Bears right now. And we love throwing to them. They're nice big targets, and it's fun when they get the ball in their hands. So they've all been an awesome addition to our team.
And then quickly, we saw a picture of you with a championship belt. We know that the receivers and the defensive backs have their competition. I'm curious, just in terms of the story behind you with that championship belt over your shoulder, what's the story there?
I think I was just walking by Coach Furry, and he threw it on my shoulder, and he asked if I wanted to hold it for a little bit in honor of the receivers winning one-on-ones that day. So it's just Coach Furr and the receivers having a good time, winning one-on-ones and keeping those competitive throughout practice. So something just like to have fun with.
Awesome. That's going to be it for Mitch. Thanks for the time, Mitch.
See you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.